guys, it's John here, back doing another beer review, and yeah, haven't really been about that much lately. I was out last night. I know I did a review. I was out last night as well. Um, did the Daya tap takeover and had, well, it was weird actually because I was meeting up kind of with Craig. We were going to meet in passing, and it was literally that he was kind of late for the tasting event. He ran in and went, "All right, mate," and then ran upstairs. So, but I got chatting with another guy, which is cool from the local scene. And yeah, I think I had 7 day of brews, and man, had an 8% IPA in the pub. Ridiculous, bit overpriced, I have to say, but a good night was had by all. And then afterwards, I went to the Spoons, did a couple more beer ticks. Still got, I think I've got like 6 left to do, 5 maybe. There's only a couple of days left, so I don't know how this is going to work. I think maybe the beer festival is going to take a bit longer than they had already planned, because it's meant to finish on Sunday. And it's Friday now, and I know certain beers have not gone on yet. So, I mean, hopefully they're thinking the weekend will pick up a bit. I don't know. Yeah, the other thing is, this beer that I'm about to do a review on, it's the last of the 31st, the last day of March. Comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb, and it's just started raining, so you know April's around the corner. But yes, this beer I'm about to have is my 106th beer this month. So I know I did some tastings, I did the beer festival, but I've been drinking a bit too much. 100 and over 100 beers in a month. That is ridiculous. But a challenge. Yeah. So don't know about you guys, but yeah, if you have a little beer challenge every now and then. Obviously, I'm working on the spoons one as well. We'll see how well we do in that. I'm hopeful that I'll finish it, but I don't think I'll finish it within the normal time period, which is really weird. Anyway, I better tell you about the beer, eh? It is from the Yorkshire box, from Beer 52. As you well know, I do that one. Other subscriptions are available, of course, but I quite like that one purely because you get a different beer every time, or near enough. So we are back up to Leeds, or reasonably close to Leeds, North Brewing. I always see that thing, where is it? Oh, I'm on the wrong side, over here, that logo, and it reminds me of New Balance trainers. Do you remember those? Don't know if they're around anymore, but it just reminds me of that. And it's an oatmeal stout, which is cool, chilled out, and something that I think would be good for today. Made using a fine spread of choicest malts and a generous helping of oats, it creates a smooth and roasty oatmeal stout. Got Centennial and HBC 472, whatever that is, some sort of experimental hoppy. Gives a satisfying bitterness and a zesty character, which is weird. And if you look at the old spider diagram, it looks a bit like a fish. So all the flavours on this bad boy are going to be quite subtle ones. So I'm going to put that back in my, it's a box basically where I keep those. Save me losing them, to be honest. And there she blows. New Balance or North Brewing. Pretty kind of weird, trippy, experimental kind of design for the can. Nothing offensive. Like I say, pretty mellow. Oatmeal Stout, 4.5 or 4.4%. What have we got in here? Touch of rye. That's always good to see. Barley oats, no wheat in there. which is absolutely fine. And where does it say? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Leeds LS7, Buslingthorpe or Bustlingthorpe. You guys from up there know better than me. I'll just say it's near Leeds, not in the centre, but nearby. Oh, got a bit of spurtage. There we go. A little bit of a spurtage on that bad boy. That can is really full. Wow, that's not a bad thing. Got the old tasting glass. And let us get this thing in. Wow, going a bit aggressive on the pour there. A bit more mellow. There we go. It's going to be quite a big head on this bad boy. Oh, yeah, I can get that roasty taste and flavour already. Will that be one of those? No, I'll just do one of these today. Eyeing up that head, as I tend to do. And that, dear viewer, will be the front, the thumbnail for this video. How I like to do it. So we are over 2 fingers of nice dark tan heads. Look at those ginormous bubbles, looking a bit like a Swiss cheese. We've got some oats in there, but without the wheat. Let us see how long that's going to hang around. That looks like a crunchy, doesn't it? Oh, look at that. Bubbles have just gone over. Thank crunchy. It's Friday. Right, so a bit of a swirlage just to try and deaden that head down. And I'll get my nose in too. It's quite mellow. There's some coffee tones going on there, definitely. There's the aroma of kind of sweetness, and I'm kind of getting like a wood, like a cedar wood, like a coat hanger. Do you know what I mean? Or mothballs. How about that? Something like mothballs. Yeah, there's some sort of sweetness, like maybe chocolate, maybe caramel kind of thing. The rye, yeah, the rye gives off its own kind of flavour, so that's going to be good. But it might be something from the hops. You never know. You never know with these experimental hops. Anyway, dear viewer, if you're watching this video and you've got this far in, must have done something right. Okay, so why don't you think about joining the John Army, clicking like, clicking subscribe, all of that kind of jazz. It really does help out. Leave a comment too. That helps out too. Cheers and beers. Wow. Yeah, that rye and a coffee taste hit the back of the throat as you're kind of drinking your sip. Hangs around. It's kind of, then it goes a bit sweet. But that rye, if you have a lot of rye beers, you'll know it's hard to describe, but it's a sort of, yeah, it's like a grainy sort of breadiness, but you know, like wholemeal, like gnarly bread, as opposed to white bread. Toast, maybe, is the kind of thing, but it's a bit more than that. It's a kind of different grain, and rye, of course, is a grain. Um, get those biscuits. I don't know if you've had the rye Vita, um, and they've got that kind of stuff. It always reminds me a little bit of kind of Marmite, um, but a kind of lighter version of that, and it's definitely crispy tasting. Trying to pick out this hops, because an experimental hops, why would you put it into an oatmeal stout? Maybe it's experimental because it's got a good level of bitterness, or alpha, or you know, beta acids and stuff like that. Mm. Yeah, and because it's dark, and you've got the dark malts in there, you're getting a little bit of a stringent kind of bitterness, but from the malts, not from the hops. So this one is weird. There is a nice bitterness there, but the hop flavour and the hop profile is definitely second fiddle, and it should be in something like this. Um, Weirdly though, it's not as smooth. Usually oatmeal stouts tend to be smooth um, and kind of rich and creamy. This is a little bit more like a coffee, a proper coffee, not from instant, but a coffee where the grains are still kind of, the fine powdery bits are still in suspension, perhaps. Gritty, dark, bitter. Yeah, I thought it would be a little bit sweeter than this. This is quite a dry thing. It's not bad thickness wise. There are some brews that um, yeah, call themselves dark, call themselves imperial, blah blah blah. You drink them and it's like they might be strong alcohol wise, but they're just like water. They don't have any kind of taste, any chewiness to them. This does. Both of those counts. Taste, and it's got a bit of body to it, which is always nice to see. Or perhaps there's a tiny bit too much going on, yeah, in the back there. Oh, and I have some news homebrewing wise too. Um, so because I've done an insane amount of beers and reviews, especially on Untapped. Like I say, this is the 106th different type of beer I've had during the month of March, which is ridiculous. When you do the calculation and multiply everything out, if I did that every month, it would be nearly 1,300 beers, I think it works out to, which is ridiculous in a year. But yeah, 100 in a month is pretty good. Yeah, homebrewing wise, so I have bought, I'm going to do a lot of reviews and testing and brewing. I'm going to be doing a lot of brewing over the summertime. Well, I hope I am anyway. Um, but yeah, I've bought an all-in-one system, um, partly due to my best bud Jim. Um, I'm probably going to name it Derm's Brewery or something like that. But also partly because my my number one son cat Dutch, who has appeared in a few of my videos. Have a look through the back catalogue to find Dutch and his mum, and little Monty is still around. But yeah, he, like me, has got cancer, and there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing they can do about it. Um, and he's not eating at the moment. He hasn't eaten in about 3 days. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think he's going to be around for much longer. And it's incredibly sad because, yeah, I remember he would literally fit in the palm of my hand. And now, 14, 14 13, 14 years later, um, yeah, he's not going to be around for much longer. And it gets me down sometimes. You know, I had a bit of a cry and got a bit tearful earlier on. Um, but that is the way of the world, unfortunately. We are not long on this mortal coil, as they say. Um, so, cheers, guys. Remember to live every day as if it was your last, because you don't know how long you're going to be here. And if you kind of put everything into, you know, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, you never end up doing anything at all. So live for the day, or seize the day, can't DM, to you, and yeah, I'll drink to that. And cheers to Jim and Dutch. I hope you're going to be around for a bit longer, mate. I'll give you some cuddles and that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, but I'm going to miss you, boy. Anyway, Unclejona, gonna say goodbye to you. We'll see you real soon for more beer reviews. Happy March, happy April. Oh, and happy birthday, Claire, because it's her birthday today. Cheers.